So the main reason why Brighton needed assistance with email security was we were onboarding from previous email service provider to Klaviyo, and with that came a deliverability specialist. We noticed right away that we were having some issues during onboarding. We were having some deliverability issues. Our Klaviyo deliverability score was lower than we'd like. Klaviyo has this deliverability score that sort of acts as a metric to represent your account's deliverability health or sender reputation. And they have different scoring buckets. So poor, fair, good, and excellent. And we had gotten our first fair rating, which was 74 or lower, and that stung. We also saw some inconsistencies in Google Postmaster tools. We were having to set up specific exclude segments for unique inbox providers like Charter and Hotmail. And so all these things kind of compounded into, oh, we have an issue with deliverability. And our deliverability specialist recommended DMARC as one of the things we could do. I come from like a technical background, so I was like, well, I can do this. I know how to set up a DNS record and set up a couple email addresses. So I created an RUA and an RUF email address, two inboxes, had the IT department implement the DNS record. And I realized very quickly with all the reports that were being sent to that inbox, I was like, oh, we are in over our head here. Our deliverability specialist recommended a DMARC provider, and that's kind of where we started researching the different providers out there. We actually talked to, I think, 4 of them, and we landed with EasyDMARC. There's a couple of things that really stood out to me with EasyDMARC, and that was, first of all, the price. The price was very competitive. And then the second main thing was the fact that we had access to the technical consultant on our team who really was like a profound knowledge base of all things DMARC. Like if it wasn't for them as a partner, we would have been pretty lost. That partnership is what really kind of sold it for us. We didn't want a platform that had a bunch of tools and bells and whistles that nobody would show us how it works. And then we also didn't want a platform that was not enough to help us through like seeing and being able to analyze and figure out where all these sender profiles are. So we found that EasyDMARC was really kind of a balance between having really good tool set and also having someone to actually talk to through this journey. During the onboarding with EasyDMARC, we got to figure out all of our sending profiles and make sure they were set up correctly. Some of them weren't, even though they were legitimate technologies. They just hadn't been set up in the appropriate way. And so being able to see the sender profiles and determine like, oh, this is a product that's used in customer care, or this is a product that's used in the returns process. And we got to identify those and then go back and make sure that the DNS records were set up correctly. Another thing that happened was we found a lot of DNS records that actually weren't being used anymore because the technology we had moved on, but there are still remnants in our records for all these things that, you know, we had to clean up. So it's kind of a really nice to be able to, after onboarding with EasyDMARC, go back and say, okay, everything's cleaned up. All of our DNS records are where they should be. And we understand what is sending on behalf of Brighton because of like the platform's ability to show you sender profiles. Once we kind of got there, we were then able to go from a policy of none to quarantine. We felt really confident that we understood who was sending on our behalf. We got to the point where we said, okay, inbox providers, now if anyone is sending on behalf of us and it's not these people that we know are legitimate, send them to spam. Don't deliver those emails. That's when we kind of saw our first uptick in deliverability. We had a little bit more of a consistent deliverability rate on our campaigns that we're sending out, and our score increased a little bit. We went from fair to good, which is good. Nobody was coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, this email's not being sent to inbox anymore, because we were able to identify all of the corrected sender profiles that are sending on behalf of Brighton. After a while of being on quarantine, we finally made the decision, okay, I think we're ready to switch to reject. And so that was kind of like a really big milestone, because now we're like reaching the point where we know who's sending on our behalf. We know that those emails will deliver to the inbox and not to spam. Honestly, the part of EasyDMARC's platform I find the most helpful is the fact that access to the platform means I have access to the EasyDMARC team. Those guys, every time I have a question, they're so quick to answer, and they know everything about DMARC. It's crazy. I'm like jealous of their knowledge. There's one thing it does really well, which is the actionable alerting system. The fact that you can set up these alerts to like proactively notify you when something's wrong is a great way to do it. That's been really helpful. We're able to see like really quickly if someone's trying to implement something new that they need our help implementing it, like through setting up DKIM, setting up SPF. We're able to see that straight away and not like too late, where they've gone live with this platform and they say, hey, nothing's delivering. It's like, yeah, but it's because you didn't set it up correctly, and we have a policy of reject, and so those emails are being rejected. That's been super helpful.